Well, hello, Internet. Salutations to the kindred spirits, and let me just get this news out of the way. I'm over here on Jon Racherbaumer's Facebook page. Last week I did a show about Harry Anderson. One of the reasons I did that episode was I saw this post from Racherbaumer about missing Harry on his birthday, and I figured his birthday week would be an appropriate time to remember Harry myself. We managed to get that episode blocked from copyright restrictions. So yesterday I had like the worst news ever 24 hours ago. I'm just going to read it here. It's with the most profound sadness that I write to inform you that Jon died early this morning. He died at home with me as he'd always wanted. His passing was unexpected and sudden. His heart just gave out. I believe Jon was in his 80s. Jon leaves behind a legacy that amazed and challenged and delighted magicians for many years. I hope that through his written works, many magicians to come will also be enlightened by his insights. Jon was that rare combination of brilliance, generosity, and humility. He will be missed more than I can say. Jessica Hack. I was going to say more today, but I literally can't. So we're just going to take a minute for Racherbaumer. And over the next week, I'll say more about this wonderful man. Rest in peace, Jon Racherbaumer. He touched so many people. Such a great man. I had to address that. It's literally been like the only thing on my mind for the last 24 hours. I literally got the news less than a day ago. And we've done that, and I'll address it again soon. I'm hoping that Jon would be smiling at me right now as I'm able to now address kindred spirits just like he used to for me when I was a young man, in a little different form. I get together with kindred spirits every Monday night, young magicians, old magicians, incredible magicians. We do this online on Discord every Monday. It's part of the perks I offer my members at YouTube and learnsleighthofhand.com. Little segue here in this tradition of getting people together and sharing with members. I'm sharing tomorrow. We're going to have a webinar on coin magic. I've invited all the YouTube members, all the kindred spirits from the YouTube membership and from the Discord. You're invited to join not just me tomorrow, but also, hey, I have a special guest here today to brighten up the room. He does every time I see him, and I couldn't be more excited that when I invited him, he's like excited to be here. Not just said yes, but enthusiastically yes. Alexander the Magician. Jazz hands are in the house.
Oh, absolutely. That's my secret signal.
Hello, my friend.
Hello, sir.
How are you this Wednesday?
I am pretty darn well. How are you?
Better now that,
yeah, man. Legendary. I'll look forward to your thoughts on him.
I know as you are a resident of the French Quarter, not easy to get to the West Bank to some of the meetings, but you made it out to some Bennigan's jams and
several times. Sure, yeah. No, I spent a good amount of time with Jon. And like you say, if you spend any time with him, he has touched your magic life. And even if you haven't, most people I know, like I say Jon Racherbaumer, they're like, who's that? And I look at if they're a magician, I look at their bookshelf and I was like, he wrote that and that and that. And they have his books.
I grabbed the books. I was going to talk about them. This was the first one in 76.
Dodgers, yeah.
Yeah, this was eventually republished into a hardcover edition and expanded. But that was the first one.
Yeah, the first one I read was his Don Allen treatment, which was fantastic.
Don Allen wrote the foreword to that book, which I find was interesting because they both, Eddie Fields and Don, both had claim to the invisible deck presentation, which I know you love and use.
I love that trick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was my first, like, seeing it as more than just a off the shelf.
I'm going to showcase myself just for a minute because
Yeah.
this is just one of the things. This is the linking ring from 1997. If you have my book, this might look familiar. This is the linking ring parade. At the time, Jon Racherbaumer edited
Look at that. Look
the
how
linking ring
young
parade.
Doug it is.
And if you look inside here, you will see the drawings from what were eventually published in Tricks of My Trade, The Magic of Doug Kahn.
Yeah.
And because I say these words, I can assert to you that if Jon Racherbaumer did not express interest in my work and not just publish my first trick, but also this linking ring parade, we wouldn't be sitting here today. This book, Tricks of My Trade, that wouldn't have existed. And I'm sure I wouldn't have evolved into the magician that I am today. So one last thanks to Jon Racherbaumer.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about him in the near future. But yeah, you can't find a bad thing to say about him if you've been in his presence.
No, and we could spend 25 streams in a row just talking about, telling stories about.
Maybe I will. Maybe this channel will become that. I'll talk about Jon for the rest of my life for sure.
Definitely. And have a little Jon segment every show, you know.
All right, so let's go. The Kindred Spirits are here. Tim Askin's in the house. What's up, Lance? Good to see you. You're coming to Jackson Square, 24 days? All right, see you soon. I'll be out there.
Oh, that's similar to me, actually.
Hey, Nick. Are you? Oh, that's right. You'll be here soon.
I'll be
Maybe
there.
Alexander revisits us. You got a trip planned to New Orleans.
That's right.
What's up, Jeff?
Yeah, I'll see you. Maybe we'll do something. Maybe I'll just be sitting next to you there in the studio.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. So as I was saying, in my multiverse, I have learnsleightoofhand.com. Hey, we're doing a webinar tomorrow, you and I. We have a little focus on coin magic. One of my everyday carries is 3 coins. I'm leaving the house and I don't know what to grab. I always put 3 coins in my pocket. Been doing that my whole life. I figured I have a thing or two to say about that subject. And so I thought one thing I don't have something to say about is a trick that you do exemplary, like 3 fly. You're so good at really not just 3 fly, but stand up magic with 3 coins.
3 fly was definitely in my street show. That was the mainstay coin trick. And yeah, nowadays I'm much more expansive with what I do with 3 coins because my audiences are a bit more captive and I can explore different things. But there's nothing more pure than that simple trick. It basically is a what hands it in kind of trick, like any coins across. But
I was driving Mark Faulkner. I was telling you earlier, I gave Mark Faulkner, who is the current magician for the Louisiana Ren Festival. And by the way, I asked Mark if we could do an interview at the Ren Fest for the channel. He said yes. So that's coming this season. Yeah, that'll be fun. But I was talking to him about it. I said, the real reason I want Alexander on this webinar is to talk about how to properly present coin magic for the parlor or the stage. So a lot of times coin magic gets pigeonholed into this close-up event and becomes very much about watch this quick thing, watch this, bing, 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 even more so in a modern time.
Right.
You're the exact opposite of that with a few coins.
There's certainly a place for that. And I love, stuff that happens right under your nose and your hands, the small stuff. But I think, coins are one of those really challenging ones to do for a bigger and bigger audience, but learning how to do that will inform a lot of the rest of your magic. And they're still just such a simple prop, this shiny piece of metal. You can take advantage of that. Just the fact that it shines on a big stage, you can use the lights to make it clear that this, even 500 feet away, this glint is what's appearing in your hand. And that, still can play. So there's an old Steve Martin gag where he'd get up on stage, and I'll do it justice by backing up here a little bit. But here, and now the amazing vanishing dime.
Oh man, Steve Martin.
You know, so somewhat of a dig to Coin Magic on stage for sure, but absolutely, it's possible. Absolutely, it's worth.
I'm poking around the internet in the background here. I'm going to bring up your YouTube channel, and eventually, in a few minutes, we'll look at some of the shorts you've been posting to showcase some of this coin magic you talk about.
Well, thank you.
Let me just fast forward a little bit. For those of you that don't know Alexander, I was also reminiscing this. We met at this convention. These are my notes from the Detroit convention. I'm going to talk about a
signed copy of those notes somewhere.
Oh yeah, this is where we met in 2000.
Yep.
So we go back like 25 years. I'm going to be talking about joints tomorrow. One of the routines I'm going to discuss in the webinar. It's a good stand-up piece.
Absolutely.
But as I was saying, we've known each other a long time. I've watched you evolve from a very competent magician to, and just an amazingly accomplished top-tier professional. And
you're too kind.
I am, but I want to make sure people understand that a lot of magicians are out there working, and a lot of street performers especially, doing amazing acts that no one in the magic world is aware of because they're so busy working, doing their business, and actually entertaining people that maybe they don't do social media or write magic books or get to go to magic conventions because they're doing the thing, right? And Alexander is one of those guys, and very excited to have you talk about some of the stuff that you use at this webinar. I don't want to focus just on my jam, though. I want to talk about your jam.
Sure.
One of the most important things I want to talk about is your current interest in social media, because we kind of chit-chatted a little bit. It is something that's been lacking for you maybe as a professional the last couple of years, when you could have like jumped on the bandwagon like I did and got some numbers.
Yeah, no, I think I didn't take it quite the advantage of the shutdowns that you did, whereas I just kind of said, okay, I'm putting it away for a little while. You were like, I'm going to find a new audience and make it work. And
you did join me. I was poking around your Facebook. I'm going to show just a couple of pictures.
Okay.
Man, if you can get on Alexander's Facebook, you'll get just a small inkling. Oh, this is from the pandemic where we did the Busking Bonanza.
Right.
Online.
I was looking for that video a few weeks ago, and I guess it got taken down or something, but that was fun.
It's probably the
my
nudity.
first foray into performing for the
look at this cast: Will Flederman, Victor Lucky Lassay, Dusty Campbell, Warpo, Alexander, Connor O'Carrick, Joby's there. Man, look, we were making things happen.
Yeah, we were making it up as we went along, but it worked.
Here you are, past king of the crew of fools. Are these showing up on the stream? Yeah, they are. So every year, the local street performers, there's Steve Reynolds, there's Jocelyn.
Steve.
I hope Steve's okay. I know he's as heartbroken as I am right now.
I imagine so.
No one has been closer to Jon Racherbaumer than Steve Reynolds for the last few years.
Yeah, and it's almost like if I think of anybody who could possibly even think about taking up the mantle of, at least in New Orleans, that historian, that sage that you go to.
Steve's the guy. He's doing the thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm sure there's a couple of here you are attacking the biggest spot.
Artillery Park.
And playing in the street at the same time. That's the hardest.
I'm actually in the street in that picture, aren't I?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Love it.
Street performing.
Like, where are you at in the square here? This is Alexander going to work in Jackson Square. Hey, there's Nico in the background. So commonplace, you're sexy boy.
Oh,
this is a good example. You're 3 or 4 or 5 deep. You do 45 minutes in the hardest pitch in the country. You do it out of your pockets. I guess you use amplification, but there's no fire or straight jackets and things like. It's just good theater.
And I open with a coin.
This is what Alexander's been doing. I've told him what he needs to do is grab all these pictures and put them on his social media.
I'm slowly filtering them over. You were just looking at my personal Facebook. I have my Alexander the Magician Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and I'm slowly.
That's where it needs to be.
with.
You know what I did is I linked the Insta in
Right.
this, and I linked a couple things in the video of this description. I'm
Okay.
going to repeat myself a few times because I know you're going to be busy on the social media. If you
I
guys
am-
would like to be on the cutting
I'm
edge
hitting
of
it more and more. I want to involve myself in the world as it exists. And so if I, you know, talking about people that are thinking about doing it or haven't made time to do it, it's time. I put it off for as long as I could in my career. You know, a little bit frustrated with the tech side of things, and that kind of got me scared of it. And I should have started a while ago.
honestly, this becomes much easier as time goes on.
Yeah, once you have
know?
the setup and everything, you know, I'm looking forward to maybe producing some just like videos for the camera. You know, I that's a whole new world for me. I even have to start thinking about the tricks that I do, because so much of what I like to do in Magic is reliant on misdirection, which happens in person in the moment. It doesn't always play so well for a video. So I have to think about those kinds of things, but it's an interesting challenge.
You're a thinker, and that's why I'm always excited to have you on, is like, you know, you actually put thought into what you're doing. And going back to the busking thing, your segments there were the best. And the few times you've joined me in this universe, always great. You know, you really understand the medium and how to apply unique methods to it.
You're setting the bar.
Well, you are, and you're changing the bar. You know, the stuff you've done, the stuff with the bunny rabbit puppet and the card restorations.
The bunny rabbit's coming back.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to reshoot those, because I think I had like a cell phone camera and not great connection last time. So I'd like to reshoot those. Those were designed. I designed those for doing on a stream and on a video. So that would be more fun to.
I know that feeling. I want to reshoot everything every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, do that. Bring that situation back.
If you have the old Busker Bonanza stuff, you could add that to your current YouTube channel. I look for it on Facebook. I don't know where else it might.
Let's be honest. It was my first thing ever. It's a train wreck. I don't know. It's like it was serviceable for the time.
Yeah.
I think it provided everyone in
well, maybe as far as encouraging other people to go ahead and try it, they'd be encouraged by seeing maybe at least a little taste of when you first were trying this.
Speaking of encouraging, I'm going to do this now. I'm going to go look at your YouTube and reflect on what I'm looking at as a professional. I think I know a thing or two as far as, like, you know, YouTube and stuff goes. All right, here's Alexander with 47 subscribers.
I'm killing it.
Hold on a second. Let me say, I said I was going to say it again, and let me be very clear. Y'all go subscribe to Alexander. It's 47.
Watch number go up.
Yeah. Everyone go participate now. I'm going to wait about 5 seconds. Let everyone go click in the description of the video and subscribe to Alexander.
There will be more videos.
What?
I have finally a good set of footage that I appreciate, that I want to put out there. I want to snip from.
This is where I'm going.
A lot of what I've been working on lately is snipping out these little moments for your enjoyment.
Now, you said you might do this fire coin. Are you thinking about doing that here today?
Sure.
All right. Well, I'm not going to show that then.
Yeah, it'll play a little more as a routine. They can go watch it again and again on there.
Super slow motion. So slowly, in fact,
you can play that.
Oh, hold on.
You can play that. That'll
super slow
the
motion.
free fly.
So slowly, in fact, you will actually be able to see how I do it. If you haven't caught on, that's the dramatic eyebrow. That is your cue to go ooh. From my perspective, you look really silly if you're not going. We'll try it again with everybody. You'll see how I do it. Wasn't that more fun? Watch, folks. Super slow motion. You see it go. Super slow.
Bro.
So that's a good little moment to see, like playing it for an audience versus playing it for a camera. So if you want to do some of that now?
One second. I want to
Yeah.
talk about a couple things.
We'll make them
Your
wait.
view to subscriber ratio is killing it. Like you've only got 47 subscribers. Apparently, we're up to 55 already. I told you we're going to get you 100
All
today.
right, people.
And that's 10% more already.
That's almost let's get to 20% increase here.
Come on, y'all, go click that thing.
It'll be this whole stream. Just watch us watching that number.
And
Oh, that'll be fun.
so your views are killing it, right? Like you've got the proven point of view, and you obviously understand the medium with the cuts, and you got the captions going, and you know that you need to put a moment that's your audience is going to care about. The fact that that clip is successful without having anything like magical actually happening, it's just
mostly
banter.
Mostly me goofing around.
Love it. Now let's talk about I want to show a little more of your social media clips. Are you putting these on Instagram also?
I'm trying to double it up. Yeah, anything that's on Facebook should be on Instagram.
Right.
But
in the reels.
Yeah.
So where was I? I had a question.
Social medias.
Oh yeah. So this footage, where was this footage taken?
So this footage is from my very first season of Unpossibled.
Unpossibled, which is
me finally theatricalizing my show and putting it on as my own show, selling tickets for people to just come see me. I've done that with entourages before, but never just me. And that was in June of this year.
So just a few months ago, you took it upon yourself to find a venue, did the thing, sold the tickets, and that's what we were watching here. Unpossible.
Yes. So an hour evening show with Alexander, care of Magical Ann Arbor. It's just a little company we started to do this kind of thing. And so
Magical Ann Arbor. So this will be another business venture for you then?
Right. This is kind of a team up project with a few other people to bring a little more variety. I'm basing in Ann Arbor pretty hard these days.
And that is in Michigan?
It's Ann Arbor, Michigan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great cultural town. It's getting more tourism. It's not just a football or a university town anymore.
So mainly a college town then, and then now evolving into kind of a cultural.
Time of year, there's a lot of college stuff going on, but it's expanding. There's so many college students. There's a lot of other.
I've spent some time in the area. It's beautiful up there. I'm not surprised that people want to be there.
It's nice. I don't love February, but
I was wondering about the cold.
Yeah. I grew up here, and that's kind of why one of the main reasons I became such an avid traveler was just getting the hell out of here for winters.
You were in New Orleans. How long were you here? Was it?
I lived in New Orleans for about 12 years, than the summers. You got to get out of there in the summers if you can.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So,
you're a world traveler, right? You've been literally like around the world doing your busking show, working the streets.
Yeah, pretty much anywhere in Europe you can name, North Africa, and anywhere in North America you can name, really. Maybe not every last state, but a lot.
As far as international travel goes, what do you recommend, or can you even? Like I've had some recent discussions with buskers that I said maybe not ideal to do the traveling right now.
It's changed from everything that I hear from all the friends that I made doing it a lot 10 years ago, between cashless societies and everything's on an app, and some countries you have to have a bank account in that country to take money on your app. So traveling for these kind of busking purposes becomes harder and harder if nobody has any cash. So between that and then COVID sort of changing things, and
when they do have,
I had to say, I feel like maybe I was at the end of an era of a golden age of busking there. I'm sure it's still possible, but I don't know as far as all the details if I'd be the best person to ask. I haven't done it in a minute.
Are you enthusiastic to street perform at this point in your life? Is that something you...
I love that I'm at this point do it optionally. I get to do it when I want to do it and when there's a good opportunity to have a good show. I'm not slogging it like the old days. I'm not relying on it for my income.
Yeah.
I sometimes wish that I could just still jet set off to Europe anytime I wanted. And that's really the beautiful thing about having a show in a backpack that you can do anywhere. Is
How
you
about
can
this
be
show,
anywhere.
buddy? How about this show? Dante, Jimmy
Oh,
Talks a
my
Lot,
word.
Steve Reynolds, and Alexander.
That had to be
This is about my
2008.
ex-wife's birthday. It's one of my favorites.
That was quite a shindig.
All right.
There's some good people in that. You're going back a ways, man. Deep.
All right. Yeah. I'm over here. I've been in reminisce mode, you know. I've been
Yeah.
looking. I spent maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours in John's Facebook last night. Here's a picture I wanted to share. It's almost Halloween time. We'll get back to your show in a minute, but happy Halloween, Alexander.
Yes.
Talk about doing it up every year in New Orleans. And really, anytime you get the chance to put makeup on, you like look for it. You know,
I love that kind of stuff, man. I am a huge effects person. Yeah.
you are with Sydney, your lovely
I used to work
lady.
as a kid. I worked in a bunch of haunted houses
Oh, yeah.
around
that
Michigan and
makes
Ohio.
sense. You weirdo.
This was when we lived on Bourbon Street. I did the zombie thing a couple years in a row. And right outside of our front door, there was like an old horse post. And I would
Yeah.
chain myself to it.
Oh,
And
buddy.
attack tourists as if I was a zombie on a chain and turn Bourbon Street into a haunted house area.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It's so
Man, that's just crazy commitment there. Well played, sir.
yeah, that is a full latex piece there. I still have that somewhere. It's probably dried up at this point.
So we were talking. You actually have like one of the custom shows you've created is kind of a what would you call it? A scary show?
Yes. Well, yeah, I pitch it as a Halloween show. It's a lot of my magic, but in a
Right.
spooky kind of the character becomes a little more spooky, a little less goofy. Still lots of fun and comedy and stuff, but at the end of the show, it starts to get bloody and surprisingly bloody. And then depending on the client, I could take it pretty far. But yeah, I love that stuff, you know.
Now I want to see that show.
Yeah, it costs extra. There's a lot of
Oh, I bet. Cleanup's probably horrible.
But I did one of my proudest things that I ever did was I was a magic consultant for a play down in New Orleans called Titus Andronicus, which is known as Shakespeare's bloodiest play. And in the script, most of this is the blood is described. And the director said, I want to take that description and make it into an on-stage, real-life, Robert Rodriguez level blood fest.
Oh,
So
my.
we had throats slit, filling buckets. We had disembowelments. We had, at one point, a character, he's done wrong. And so he gets his hand cut off.
Whoa! Hold ah!
Looks real, right? It looks good. Yeah.
I don't know that- I'll edit that out in post.
Yeah, edit that out of post. Here we go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the part no one ever sees.
So I love that gory stuff. I didn't fill it with blood, so sorry about that.
All right, I would have had to pay extra for that part, right?
No, it's the kind of show where the third act starts with me setting down a drop cloth.
Nice.
It's fun. It's fun time.
So, okay, so maybe that's not the show that you can do all the time everywhere, but Unpossibled is. Do you have like a point of view, an elevator pitch for this experience? What's your, what are you giving the people?
Season one was just my show, just proof of concept that Ann Arbor has an appetite for variety arts because, like I say, it's a very well-cultured town. If you want music, if you want comedy, you got it everywhere. Where's the variety arts? So I do want to eventually have this be more than just me. But I guess my special announcement that I can make right now is for Unpossibled Season 2, baby!
Let's go. So here's the hot off the press Unpossibled Season 2. You're doing another run of this experience.
Yes, we are doing it again. And this time...
Put that right on the screen again, Alexander.
Yeah.
Let me see that again. Like, get it right squared up in the middle.
We'll get it right.
Very cool. Nice. Are you doing your own graphic design and such?
So this is my lady does the touch. We did have a partner on the first season for a lot of it as well. And we'll see if he can come back. He's a busy man, but no, I had a good little team to help make it happen the first time, and I got a nice little team coming together the second time. Season 2 it will be December 20th, 27th, January 3rd, January 10th. So those 4 Fridays right around New Year's. And it's a dinner theater. So that's the elevator pitch for this one is Have Your Mind Blown Twice. It's at Venue 4M. And we're going to have a wonderful chef's curated buffet and then a show. So the ticket price will include dinner and a show. Bring your friends, bring your family.
What are we looking at for an event like this? What am I going to spend for my wife and I to go eat and watch Alexander? If you don't mind me asking.
Well,
do blow me off.
The thing, I just today got the dates set. I've run the math. I'm thinking it's going to be an $80 ticket price.
Super reasonable.
A little, but
I'd say bump it up.
For a nice, and this place is nice. The dinner
bump it up a little. Go like $82.95.
Who is?
I'd say bump it up to $82.95. Juice them a little
$82.95?
bit, and then put a surcharge on it.
Well, they'll get a fee. The Eventbrite they will always add a fee for them.
Is that how you're selling the tickets? Eventbrite?
That's what we used last time, and they were good to me, so I'm going to use it again this time. Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about marketing a show like this? How'd you get people to find you to put butts in seats?
So a little bit of everything. We did flyers and postcards, word of mouth around town. I went in and knocked on a bunch of doors. So did my lady. We did Facebook ads, Google ads. We tried Eventbrite ads, but didn't go too far into that experiment. And then
how do you feel the Facebook ads worked for you?
Pretty all right.
All right?
I mean, I think that's the new TV ad in a way. And
yes, but also I think putting paper up is super smart. Like I was.
We had little posters with a QR code so they could find us. And
I'm down at the Family Dollar yesterday, and bang, right on the walls, a stuck poster for the circus is in town, and I'm like licking my chops to go to the circus. That's a mile away. I wouldn't have known it's there if this. It's a little traveling circus. They don't have Facebook ads. Maybe they do. I didn't see one, but they got the poster up, and now I know. I probably won't go still, but I know.
You know about it. Exactly. You put yourself in front of people whatever way you can, Look,
I love a circus. So much so I've been to a lot of them. So when it's a little one, maybe I don't, go to that one. But those are cool too. I don't know.
Absolutely. That's a great time. And it's usually a great value. The circus is always affordable for what you get for the show they're putting out. I wonder how they make money because
that's a road to haul, especially in a modern era.
I will probably ride this horse till the day I die, but live theater has a power that will never be replaced by it, no matter how inundated and how scrolly people get and how many hours a day they spend on the screen instead of looking at the real world. Almost that gives live theater more power. And so, yes, I'm going to advocate more and more doing stuff online, especially these days for a business. People want to see you, but doing live.
You're proving that is true and wonderfully so for magicians that can competently present 45 minutes of an hour of, good theater. People want this in their life. I've seen many small magic shows start and be successful.
Right.
Super happy that you're finding this in your world. Hey, let's take another look at a moment from your show. And then if you feel like doing a little something, that'd be swell too. But I want to show at least one more short.
You're the cat.
Otherwise, people might not go subscribe to you. Can someone get a count?
Doug, this is the first time I'm going to say this online. Hey, everybody. Like and subscribe.
Fantastic. Links in the description.
Links in the description.
Bang. 66. I want to at least see it get to like 90 something. Come on,
Let's
y'all.
go. 66.
Oh, we got 35 here. I can't ask for much more than that. But if
Yeah,
you're
no,
watching this after the live, and I know you are, go, just do the right thing. Let's give you another incentive. Here's a beautiful other piece of short form video from Alexander. Here we go.
An artist uses lies to tell the truth. And the truth is, if you want wealth, you got to trade some love for it. An artist uses lies to tell the
That
truth.
wasn't enough.
Right? That's just a little,
I don't do this.
a little taste.
I do this for love. I love money. Slow it down a little bit.
That's my favorite one.
I think the phrase is leave them wanting more.
Right.
So
Go check
this
out the
is
YouTube channel, people.
this is a moment.
I don't know how to do.
Let me ask you this. Would you be willing to talk about this sequence tomorrow on the webinar? Is this information that you
The flash coins?
yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Would you be willing to do something now?
Should I preview it a little bit what we'll talk about tomorrow?
Yeah, but I'm just going to do it like this, so it'll be misdirection.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you use that. Use that in
Let's
the
do that.
moment.
Break a leg, Alexander.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Suppose-
Hold on.
Can you see me okay?
Now break a leg.
Okay. I suppose I should do a little bit from the Unpossibled sequence, as it were, because that show is all about love and imagination. So I imagine love quite often as a magician.
Nice.
So this is the love of the show. But often when we think of magic, we yearn to have the power to create something, right? In this case, a rose. But most of you out there, if you had that power to just imagine something, it wouldn't necessarily be love. It might be wealth. And so at the count of 3, a gold bar will appear at my fingertips. Am I in focus? There we go.
There we are. Bang.
Count of 3, a gold bar will appear at my fingertips. 1, 2, 3. I lied.
Oh, interesting.
Twice.
Ah.
Not wealth, that's power, actually. That's easier to attain. Wealth is, well, an artist lies, right? I'm lying to you. An artist uses lies to tell the truth. And the truth is, if you want wealth, you usually have to trade some love for it.
Nice.
So that's 1. Silver dollar. Set that there and you can still see it, right?
Yep.
All right, cool. Try this again. I'll slow it down a bit for you.
Man, that is such a beautiful thing.
I love that one. Really, really love that one.
Apparently, so does everyone else. I heard the reactions.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, yeah, it's in the clip.
Across the internet.
No, in the clip, in the short video. But here, look, everyone's applauding. Applause.
We do have some applause. Yeah.
So smooth.
You don't need the
Beautiful.
lighter anymore.
What?
You all can see the candle down there.
Yes.
Let's see if I can do this one more time. All right, risky business here. Ooh, didn't get it. Oh, come on. Didn't get it. I have to do it the old
Professional at work.
What's that?
I said, here's a professional at work.
Right, I waited too long, honestly.
Yeah, all right, whatever.
You know what? I'm
not saying
I'll
bad
blow
things.
this up and I'll zoom us in so you can see this. That's what I'll do. I'll zoom us in a little more so you can see this. Okay. There we go.
Bam. God, that's beautiful.
There you go. So
Very-
that's 3 coins. I usually have these examined because a real magician uses real coins, as I say. And the only thing tricky here is me. Right. So, would you like to check these out?
Would love
That's
to.
the problem with
Just-
the virtual, you know.
Yes.
But the way is to hear them. You know, a hollow coin or some kind of a trick coin, you'll hear that difference. And so, you can trust me when I say 3 solid silver dollars, and they'll do what they do just naturally, sort of. They change hands, right? That's money's job, is to move around, to change hands. These coins, they're actually very old, so they're quite good at it. Can you see that? Watch. Now, I'll do that again, even though no one asked. Come on, clap in the...
Would you do it again, Alexander? I know it's hard. I know it's hard to perform in the void.
Right? I'll do it again. I'll slow it down. You can see 2 here and 1 here, or 1 here and 2 here.
Bam. I'm loving it.
One more, super slow motion for this one. You'll actually see how I do it. See how there's nobody to get an ooh from, and so I lose that whole, but that's okay. We're just learning the difference here between it. So super slow motion. Here we go.
Flawless.
Did you see it go?
Oh.
It didn't. It's just, that's the joke part of the show. But see, again, now this is where I'd put the coin in someone's hand, right? And
Yeah.
Squeeze tight. I'll put them next to the candle here. You can see.
All right. Yeah.
You know what? For you, internet, I can zoom.
So pro. So
Such a
pro.
So
Not
2.
bad for a streety.
2. All right, you can still, is that out of frame?
That's all right. 2 coins.
Did you see it?
Did I?
That's 3.
1, 2, 3. Fantastic.
Hooray!
This last moment normally in a spectator's hand. You would
Yes, absolutely.
give them
That would be
clearly
good
2
spectator.
coins. They hold them.
I think it's a little, it's a little anticlimactic to have the last coin just kind of appear in the hand where it's supposed to. That's fine though.
Let me just poke over here real quick. I was at your website looking at your show reel here, and a large portion of this is people reacting to your coin magic. There you are, Big Mama's in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's a shot from New Orleans.
Yeah, but
yeah, I think that there's a moment where someone opens their hand and sees that magic has happened in their hand that you cannot get anywhere else. Magic is the only art form that creates that specific emotion of what just happened to me.
there she is. There is one.
That's a coin reaction for sure. There was another one in that.
There's another one right here happening.
Coins, I'm sure.
What do you do with the orange?
So it's not always an orange, but it's I do fruit at the end of the show. I usually have a bill in fruit. I don't want to tip too much at the end of my show. It's, it's restored. There's a whole through line of it, but yeah. So tomorrow we will talk about all these crazy coin things. I guess for now I could put them away for you.
Man, I zoomed in too late. That was fire.
Once you realize the coins are imaginary, so's the rose, and it goes too. And
oh man, this is Alexander for you, bringing it home. Yes, indeed, brother.
I'll leave that on. I'll leave the candle on. It's nice ambience.
Wow, we've been talking 45 minutes. I told you this would go by fast.
Yeah, man. No, we didn't give enough tricks. I think we've been just chatting.
I know everybody wants the tricks.
Everybody wants the trick.
Look at how much great information we got today beyond that. I think there was a lot of cool stuff that we talked about.
And I don't know how long you're planning to go tomorrow, but I can talk about 3 coins all day. So we will go through that the 3 fly routine at least. I can talk about some flash coins. You were going to talk about joints. I have a routine that's all about kind of sleeves.
I'm just going to let you do the whole dang thing. People can talk to me later. That sounds like a good time to me. A little bit of information on the coin routine you performed. Maybe someone can't make it to the webinar. You know, where would someone maybe pursue? Like, what was your inspiration for that flash coin sequence?
Flash coins is from Chad Long.
Chad freaking Long.
That's that first sequence of his that I saw when I was 14, 15. It was the reason I bought coins. It was the reason I was like, I'm going to be a coin guy, because that. And I do a few other flash things when I can, but I think that fire to metal on a moment, it's a superhero moment. You know, it's like, it definitely establishes what I think every magician wants in the minds of their audience. Like, just solidly.
You're doing like, your opening blew my mind with the gold bar lighter. God, that's so strong.
Oh, thanks.
But from that moment where you produce a gold bar, now it's a lighter, and now you're making fireballs change into money. Come on. Of course people love that. What's up, Jason?
Well,
Chad freaking Long. He's in your neighborhood, I think. Chad's down there in Florida.
Oh,
I don't know that enough modern magicians know of Chad Long. He's not as, pushing out the content like.
Right. He had a good little stretch there.
Back in the day, but he's one of those guys like you. He's, busy doing gigs with Bill Hurts, making the big corporate money and doing all that stuff. So,
I know. I'm working for
I have crossed paths with him last year at a couple magic conventions. So he is out there a little bit.
He's great. He's got a lot of original stuff.
Yes, indeed. I want to mention one other guy here. I told him I would, and he's a kindred spirit, and he's closing up his deal over at Copeland Coins. I wanted to shine a light. I mentioned Jeff Copeland. Had a great run. I think this is a successful business. It's just he did a lot of things over the last few years with his endeavors, and if you are interested in fine coin work, he's got information, but also props, and a lot of them are discounted. He has a huge
Scroll down just a touch. What were those ones that were extra ridged?
Dude, let me tell you about his copper silver coin. Is this or his
purple? It looked like they were really deep ridges in it, because I do that to my coins for the coins that I use outdoors.
Yes. Cellini used to do that. Eric Evans does the same thing. Carve your own ridges.
That's where I learned it was from Eric Evans.
Yeah.
And
hey, I get to see Eric this week. He's in town.
Nice.
He's in the quarters. So I'm going to go down and hang out with the fellas for the Halloween festivities. It's going to be quite the weekend. Taylor Swift concert and Halloween. So it's going to, the quarter is going to be insane.
Oh, Taylor Swift is in town, huh?
Yeah, for multiple shows.
Good Lord.
I know.
Yeah, Halloween is my favorite time down there, man. If anybody,
I tell people that all the time. You want to come to New Orleans and enjoy it the best? Come in late October.
If you have to choose one time to go down there, make it Halloween. I've seen
the best of all the world.
It would fill like my top 50 costumes I've ever seen during Halloween. I've seen them all in New Orleans.
You get the whole vibe of the party scene without the overblown insanity of a Mardi Gras or not jazz fest, but like French Quarter Festival. That's not.
Yeah, it is a little more local.
Yeah, and a little weirder,
And it's definitely weird. Yeah, Mardi Gras costumes are great, but they all sort of fit into this branch of costume.
Yeah.
Halloween, it's like everything goes.
You never know.
I've
seen the parade's really cool. Crew de Bleu
being ridden down the French Quarter. Like I saw this death. He was on a black Clydesdale the size of a house, and he was wearing a 9-foot death guy with a sheath just clucking down the street.
People in New Orleans overdoing it. Yeah.
Oh, unbelievable. You might appreciate this. Maybe I've told you this, but my absolute favorite Halloween costume I've ever seen, just for the entertainment value, was during Halloween in New Orleans. It was a guy, kind of sweater tied around his neck, just, normal geeky looking guy with a tray. On that tray was a card castle that he was desperately trying to keep up while wandering through Halloween in New Orleans. It was just I can't describe how hilarious it was to watch this guy. He needs trying to keep it up. Oh,
He needs one of these.
yeah. He needs one that's taped. I mean, I'm sure it was
That's
taped.
the way to go, man.
It was too good. It was too good.
You could knock it down and then bring it back up.
Hey-oh, nice.
Is it though? Yes, it is.
Yeah, that is.
Boy, the things I have in this room.
Just wander around with that, trying to pretend like you're trying to keep it from falling over. And
Yeah, right.
that was just, I could have watched him for an hour.
I imagine it looked a little more realistic than that. That's still a fun prop. Saw Harry Anderson do it. That's why I own it.
I
Is that
helped
your card? No, I
Ardon
want one of these.
produce a card castle for his FISM act, and I helped him with his tailoring because he needed his suit to help do it. And so we invented something for that purpose. That was pretty fun.
Love it. All right, man. Look, I try to keep these things around 30, 45 minutes. We're over that, nearing an hour. We could chit chat like friends for another hour or two if you want, but I don't know that the internet would enjoy that as much as we do. Maybe.
I bet you they would.
You could let me know in the comments. That's what we do. And I hope not only have you followed Alexander, but you took the time to hit the like button on this video. I have to say that. That's my job. Like and subscribe. I've done my job.
Well, thank you, sir.
Do you want to say it one more time, Alexander?
Like and subscribe.
Needs work. Needs work. You'll get there.
What do I need to do?
Just here's what you need to do. Just stay consistent. That's all. Keep
say it more
those
sincerely.
fine contents out.
If you don't like and subscribe, I will cut my hand off.
What?
They didn't do it. It's a trick.
Brother. I'm so happy I get to call you a friend. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to share your energy with my part of the magic multiverse. And I'll really look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. We'll get into the nitty-gritty of sleight of hand magic with coins. If you're a YouTube member, you can find that information in your community tab. I'm going to repost it in the morning. If you're a learnsleightoфhand.com member, you get it in our forums and or on my Discord. If you need any of that information, drop me an email. Alexander, once again, I'm going to kick you to the back. Thank you for sharing your lovely self.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me. Always lovely to see you.
Likewise. And again, I'll look forward to seeing you in late November and getting you back on this channel. I'm sure everyone will be happy to see that too.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, Internet. It's been a pleasure spending some time with you. You'll see me again probably Monday or Tuesday. Let me put my head around a memorial for Jon Racherbaumer, one of the greatest men I've ever known. I'm going to get to work on that. I'll see some of you guys tomorrow night on a webinar. Thanks for hanging out. And ciao for now.